The hospital room smelled of antiseptic and regret, a sterile cage where I woke up to a world that felt like a stranger's dream. My head throbbed as I stared at the woman beside my bed, her eyes red-rimmed from crying, holding my hand like it was a lifeline. "Blake, thank God you're awake," she whispered, but her name, Sawyer, meant nothing to me, just a label on a chart that said we were married. I pulled my hand away, confusion twisting into unease. Who was this person claiming to be my wife? The doctors called it retrograde amnesia, a cruel thief that had stolen years from my mind after the car accident. Sawyer looked at me with desperate hope, but all I felt was a void, an emptiness where love should have been. My family hovered in the background. My conservative parents from the Midwest, their faces etched with relief mixed with something unspoken. "We'll get through this, honey," my mother said, patting my arm. But as days turned into weeks, the pressure built. Sawyer was always there, bringing meals, adjusting pillows, her touch lingering a fraction too long. I didn't remember our wedding, our life together. How could I pretend? Inside, doubts gnawed at me. Why did my chest tighten when she smiled? Was it guilt for not feeling what I was supposed to? My father pulled me aside one afternoon, his voice low. "Sawyer's been good to you, Blake. She's family now. Don't let this confusion ruin everything we've built." Built? What did that mean? I nodded, but the words echoed hollowly. Sawyer tried to jog my memory with photos. Us at a pride parade holding hands defiantly, but they felt like scenes from someone else's story. "We fought for this," she said softly one night, her voice cracking. "Against everyone." I wanted to believe her, but the fog in my mind refused to lift. Rehabilitation was grueling, physical therapy sessions where I relearned to walk while Sawyer watched, her encouragement laced with unspoken pain. At home in our cozy San Francisco apartment, the walls closed in. Everything screamed intimacy, shared bookshelves, a queen bed we now awkwardly navigated. I slept on the couch most nights, claiming headaches. But the real ache was deeper. The societal whispers I imagined, the family expectations pressing down. My sister called, her tone probing. "How's married life treating you now? Mom and Dad are so proud you settled down." Settled down? From what? One evening, as rain pelted the windows, Sawyer confronted me. "Blake, talk to me. I know you don't remember, but we can rebuild." Her eyes pleaded, but I snapped, the frustration boiling over. "Rebuild what? I don't know you." The words hung heavy, her face crumpling. Inside, I wrestled with the morality of it all. Was it right to stay in a marriage I couldn't recall? Society preached commitment, but at what cost? That night, alone in the dark, I pondered the ethics. Was forgetting an excuse to walk away? Or a betrayal of vows I once made? The next morning, my parents visited, bringing casseroles and advice. "Marriage is work, especially yours," my father said, averting his eyes. The implication stung. Our same-sex union, a source of tension they'd barely accepted. Sawyer excused herself, but I saw the hurt. Later, she confided, "Your family never fully approved. We eloped to avoid the drama." Eloped? The revelation sparked a flicker, but it vanished. I felt trapped in a web of obligations, the weight of familial pressure crushing any chance of clarity. As weeks passed, small cracks appeared. I found old journals, entries about arguments with my parents over my lifestyle. Sawyer's patience wore thin. She started spending evenings out, claiming work. Jealousy stirred unbidden. Why? I didn't love her, did I? But the thought of her with someone else twisted my gut. One heated argument escalated when I accused her of forcing this on me. "Maybe we should separate," I blurted, the words a desperate escape. Her eyes widened, shock turning to anger. "After everything? You think it's that easy?" That night, as I lay awake, inner turmoil raged. Was I betraying her by wanting out, or honoring myself by admitting the truth? Society's gaze loomed. Divorce in our community meant judgment, whispers of failure. But morality demanded honesty. Little did I know that suggestion would shatter the amnesia, unleashing truths long buried. The therapy sessions intensified, my psychologist probing the emotional blocks. "Amnesia often protects from trauma," she said. "Trauma?" Sawyer hovered, but I pushed her away. Friends visited, their stories of our epic love, clashing with my blank slate. One, our best friend Mia, pulled me aside. You two were unbreakable. Don't give up. But giving up felt like salvation. Finally, the breaking point. I packed a bag, heart pounding. I need space, Sawyer. This isn't working. As I reached for the door, a wave hit, memories flooding back like a dam bursting. Our first kiss in college, defying dorm rules. Coming out to my parents, their rejection. Sawyer's proposal amid tears and triumph. Everything returned in a rush, the love I'd forgotten slamming into me. But with it came the darker truths. The accident wasn't just a crash. It was tied to family secrets I'd suppressed. Stunned, I dropped the bag. Sawyer. I remember. Her face lit with hope, but I knew this was just the beginning of the storm. The memories crashed over me like relentless waves, each one pulling me deeper into the abyss of our shared past. Sawyer stood frozen in the doorway, her expression a mix of relief and wariness. Blake? What do you remember? I sank to the floor, head in hands as fragments pieced together. The heated argument with my father the night before the accident, his ultimatum to choose family or her. It all started in college, where Sawyer and I met in a literature class at UC Berkeley. She was the bold one, challenging professors with sharp wit, while I hid behind books, afraid of my own desires. Our friendship blossomed into something more during late-night study sessions, her hand brushing mine, igniting sparks I'd long denied. But coming out meant confronting my devout Catholic family, who viewed it as a sin. It's a phase, my mother had said, tears streaming. Sawyer stood by me through the rejection, her own family more accepting but distant. We built a life in San Francisco, a haven for us, but the shadows lingered. My parents feigned acceptance after our wedding, but their visits were laced with passive aggression, comments about traditional families, invitations to church events excluding Sawyer. The pressure mounted when they pushed for us to adopt, masking their hope I'd normalize. Inside, I battled guilt. Was loving Sawyer a betrayal of my upbringing? Morality clashed. Faith versus heart. The accident happened after a family dinner gone wrong. My father cornered me, demanding I distance from Sawyer for the sake of my siblings' reputations. Society isn't ready, he hissed. Distraught, I drove home recklessly, the crash erasing the pain. Amnesia as escape, subconscious self-preservation. Now, with everything back, I faced Sawyer. I remember the fight. With my dad. Her eyes softened but anger simmered. You shut me out, Blake. Even before the accident, you were pulling away. Truth stung. I'd been compromising, attending family events alone to appease them, leaving Sawyer feeling like a secret. The next days were a whirlwind of confrontations. I called my parents, voice trembling. Why did you pressure me like that? My mother's denial cut deep. We just want what's best. But best meant conformity, erasing my identity. Sawyer urged therapy, but I resisted, inner conflict raging. Loyalty to family or to self? Society's lens amplified it. Media stories of divided families, online hate toward queer couples. At work, as a graphic designer, colleagues noticed my distraction. One, a straight ally, shared her own story of familial estrangement. Sometimes choosing happiness means loss. But loss terrified me. Sawyer and I argued nightly, her frustration boiling. You let them control us. I fought for you, but you always cave. Her words echoed my fears. I'd betrayed her by not standing firm. A turning point came when my sister arrived unannounced, pleading for reconciliation. Mom and Dad miss you. Can't you try for us? The manipulation hit hard. Family bonds as weapons. Sawyer overheard, storming in. Try? We've tried. Your family treats me like an outsider. The room crackled with tension, my sister retorting. It's not easy for them either. Society judges. But whose judgment mattered more? Alone later, I pondered the ethics. Was preserving family unity worth personal erasure? Sawyer's pain was palpable. She'd sacrificed career opportunities to support me through coming out. Now my indecision wounded her deeper. The drama escalated at a community event, a LGBTQ fundraiser where Sawyer volunteered. I attended reluctantly, memories stirring unease. There, an old flame of Sawyer's appeared, flirtatious and bold. Jealousy surged, but so did doubt. Had Sawyer sought comfort during my amnesia? She denied it, but the seed planted mistrust. That night, betrayal loomed. Did you ever think of leaving? I accused. Her response shattered me. Yes, when you forgot us. But I stayed. The admission fueled arguments, each word a dagger. We slept apart, the apartment echoing silence. Midnight confessions followed. Sawyer revealed her own struggles. Growing up in a liberal but neglectful home. Finding purpose in our love. You were my anchor, Blake. But anchors can drown you. Her vulnerability cracked my defenses, but family calls persisted, guilting me. A moral crossroads. Attend my cousin's wedding without Sawyer, as my parents requested, or defy them. I chose the latter, but the decision cost. My father disinvited me entirely. The rejection burned, societal norms reinforcing it. Family first. Sawyer and I reconciled tentatively, but tension simmered. Little betrayals accumulated, me hiding family texts, her late nights out. The high stakes weighed. Our marriage on the line, identities challenged. Then the ultimate shock. I discovered Sawyer had confided in Mia about considering separation during my amnesia. She was going to leave, Mia admitted tearfully. Confrontation exploded. How could you? I yelled. Sawyer's defense. You wanted out first. The fight left us raw, questioning everything. Was our love worth the pain? As dawn broke, I realized the true damage. Years of compromising had eroded us. The revelation of Sawyer's near departure hung between us like a guillotine, ready to sever what remained. I stormed out into the foggy San Francisco streets, mind racing with accusations. How dare she contemplate leaving when I was lost in amnesia? But deep down, hypocrisy gnawed. I'd voiced the same desire. Wandering aimlessly, I reflected on the societal pressures that had shaped us. In America, progress masked undercurrents of bias. Laws protected marriage, but hearts harbored prejudice. My family's Midwestern roots amplified it, viewing our union as a threat to tradition. Inner monologue tormented. Was I complicit in my own oppression, prioritizing their approval over Sawyer's love? Returning home, I found Sawyer packing. If you can't trust me, what's left? Her voice broke, eyes defiant. Panic surged. I couldn't lose her now, not after remembering. We talked through the night, unearthing buried resentments. Sawyer admitted the toll. Your family's rejection became mine. I felt invisible. I confessed my fears. I thought conforming would ease the pain, but it only amplified it. The next week brought more trials. My boss, noticing my disarray, suggested time off. At a support group for queer couples, stories mirrored ours. Familial ultimatums, societal stares. One woman shared losing her partner to pressure. She chose blood over us. The words chilled. Was that my path? Drama intensified when my father called, demanding a visit. Come alone. We need to talk. The implication clear. Exclude Sawyer. I agreed, a decision laced with guilt. Driving to their suburban home, doubts assailed. Betraying Sawyer for peace? Morality debated. Filial duty versus spousal loyalty. The meeting was explosive. My mother wept. We raised you better. Father accused. That lifestyle corrupted you. Their words reopened wounds, but I defended. It's not a lifestyle. It's who I am. Storming out, I felt liberated yet shattered. On the drive back, tears blurred the road, echoing the accident's prelude. Sawyer waited, anxious. I confessed the visit, expecting anger. Instead, understanding. You needed closure. But trust frayed further when I hit a text from my sister, urging reconciliation. Sawyer found it, fury erupting. Still sneaking? After everything. The argument spiraled into revelations. Sawyer admitted contacting a lawyer during amnesia. Just in case. Betrayal stung, but her reasoning. You didn't know me. I was a stranger holding you captive. The logic twisted my gut. Was her preparation pragmatic or disloyal? We sought counseling, the therapist probing conflicts. Society's expectations create internal wars, she said. Sessions unearthed my suppressed anger at family indoctrination. Sawyer's resentment toward my passivity. Progress was slow, punctuated by setbacks. A social confrontation arose at a friend's party. Whispers about our troubles circulated, judgmental eyes from straight couples. One acquaintance quipped, "Queer drama is always intense." Sawyer snapped back, defending us, but the humiliation lingered. Inside I questioned, why must we justify our existence? The turning point, My parents ambushed us at home. For intervention. Father preached. Repent, Blake. Live right. Sawyer exploded. Right? Loving her is right. The clash forced choices. I sided with Sawyer, escorting them out. The door's slam echoed finality. Elation mixed with grief. I'd chosen love but at familial cost. Sawyer and I embraced but shadows remained. What if they never come back? I whispered. Her response. Then we build our own family. Yet doubts persisted. Sawyer's late work hours raised suspicions, paranoia from past hurts. One night, following her, I discovered nothing sinister, just exhaustion. Shame consumed me. I'm becoming what I hate, distrustful. Reconciliation attempts followed. We planned a vow renewal, symbolic defiance. But my sister's call disrupted. Dad's sick. He wants to see you. The moral dilemma. Forgive for health's sake, or hold boundaries. I visited alone, finding frailty. I was wrong, he admitted weakly. Tears flowed but skepticism lingered. Was it genuine, or manipulation? Returning, I shared with Sawyer. Her support unwavering yet cautious. High stakes mounted as Sawyer received a job offer in New York. Better pay but relocation. It's a fresh start, she said. But it meant leaving our support network, facing new societal challenges. Inner conflict. Sacrifice career for stability, or risk everything? Debates ensued, each side weighing costs. We've fought too much, I argued. Sawyer countered. Fighting means we're alive. The decision loomed, testing our bond. Ultimately, we chose to stay, prioritizing healing. But the choice birthed new tensions, Sawyer's resentment at turning it down. For us? She questioned bitterly. The cycle of damage continued, each repair revealing cracks. As months passed, awakening dawned. True love demanded unflinching honesty, not compromises. The job offer's rejection lingered like a shadow, Sawyer's eyes holding unspoken accusations whenever work frustrations arose. I could have been more, she muttered one evening, staring at the city lights. Guilt clawed at me. Had my fears chained her ambitions? Societal mirrors reflected our struggles. News of anti-LGBTQ bills in states like ours, fueling anxiety. We're lucky in California, friends said, but luck felt fragile. Inner turmoil raged. How much more could we endure before breaking? A betrayal surfaced when Mia confessed meddling. I told Sawyer to consider leaving during your amnesia, for her sake. The admission fueled paranoia. Alliances shifted. Confronting Mia, Sawyer defended. She was looking out for me. But trust eroded further, friendship strained. Family drama resurfaced. My father's health improved, but reconciliation demands included toning down our visibility. No more parades, he suggested. Outrage boiled. I refused, but the pull of blood ties tempted. Sawyer noticed my hesitation. Don't you dare compromise again. Moral quandaries intensified. At a panel on queer rights, I spoke publicly for the first time, sharing our story. Applause followed, but backlash online. Trolls labeling us attention seekers. Sawyer worried. Is exposure worth the hate? The debate. Visibility as activism or risk? Personal costs mounted. Sawyer's therapy revealed childhood abandonment issues, exacerbating her fears. I stay because I love you, but it hurts. Her vulnerability pierced. I'd been selfish, focused on my amnesia aftermath. A high-tension moment. Attending a family reunion without invitation. Crashing to force acceptance. Chaos ensued, arguments, tears. My cousin supported. Love is love. But parents ejected us, the rejection visceral. Driving home, silence heavy, Sawyer whispered. Was it worth it? Reflection followed. Damage to self-esteem, but awakening to resilience. We volunteered at a shelter for LGBTQ youth. Stories of disownment mirroring ours. One teen's tale of choosing streets over conformity inspired. I'd rather be free. Inspired, we confronted lingering issues. Sawyer admitted resenting my family's influence. They stole parts of you. I owned my weaknesses. I let them. The raw honesty bridged gaps, but scars remained. Societal pressure peaked with a workplace incident. My conservative client withdrew after discovering my marriage. Personal values clash, they cited. Financial strain added. How do we survive this? Sawyer suggested her deferred job, reigniting debate. The argument climaxed. "Go if you want," I yelled. Her retort. "Maybe I will." The threat hung, forcing evaluation. Love versus individual growth? Cooling off, we negotiated. She'd pursue opportunities locally. Compromise felt mature, but underlying tensions simmered. Awakening deepened when I found old letters from Sawyer, pre-accident vows of forever. Tears flowed. I'd nearly thrown it away. Sharing them, we recommitted, but realism tempered. No more secrets. Yet a final twist. My mother called, apologizing sincerely. "We were wrong. Can we try?" Skepticism warred with hope. Inviting them over, caution prevailed. The dinner was tense, probing questions met with boundaries. Father struggled, but progress glimmered. Sawyer's grace shone, but afterward exhaustion hit. Is forgiveness worth the energy? Moral reflection. Holding grudges damaged us more. But society's slow change demanded vigilance. As stability returned, small joys emerged, walks hand in hand, defying stares. But the cost tallied. Lost time, emotional wounds. In quiet moments I pondered the journey. From amnesia to remembrance, betrayals to bonds. Each choice carried weight, shaping us. The story's arc neared resolution, but not without one last trial. Sawyer's ex resurfaced, offering friendship. Jealousy flared, testing trust. "Just coffee," she assured. I agreed, but anxiety gnawed. The meeting passed innocently, but revelations followed. The ex shared insights on Sawyer's past pains. "She's loyal but fragile." Gratitude mixed with relief. Homecoming brought clarity. We'd weathered storms, emerging stronger. But the price, fractured family, societal scars, questioned if it was sustainable. With the ex's shadow dispelled, a fragile peace settled. But the undercurrents of our trials persisted. Sawyer and I navigated daily life with newfound caution. Each decision scrutinized for potential fallout. Society's evolving acceptance offered hope, yet personal battles raged on. Family integration progressed haltingly. My parents visited sporadically, conversations skirting deep issues. "We're trying," my mother said, hugging Sawyer awkwardly. Progress, but the effort drained. Inner conflict. Genuine change or performative? At work, I advocated for inclusivity, pitching queer-themed designs. Success followed, but backlash from colleagues reminded. Acceptance wasn't universal. Sawyer's career flourished locally, her resentment fading. "We're in this together," she affirmed. Yet, mended cracks could reopen. A heated debate over holidays, spent with family or alone. "They hurt us," Sawyer argued. I countered. "Forgiveness heals." The compromise, neutral ground. The gathering was civil, but tensions simmered, old wounds itching. Moral dilemmas persisted. Prioritize self-preservation or extend olive branches. Each choice echoed broader societal debates. Reconciliation versus accountability in divided America. Awakening fully bloomed in therapy, where we unpacked layers. Trauma bonds you, but healing frees, the counselor noted. Sawyer revealed suppressed anger. "Your amnesia felt like abandonment," I admitted. "I used it as escape from conflicts." Honesty fostered intimacy, reducing inner monologues of doubt. We planned trips, reclaiming joy stolen by drama. But a final confrontation loomed. My father's full apology, admitting bigotry rooted in fear. Tears flowed. Forgiveness granted, but boundaries firm. "No more ultimatums," I declared. The release lifted weights, allowing focus on us. Community involvement deepened, mentoring youth, sharing our story. "Your resilience inspires," one said. The impact, turning pain into purpose. As years blurred, reflections on costs mounted. Betrayals mended, but scars shaped us. Sawyer's eyes held deeper wisdom, our love tempered by fire. In quiet evenings we discussed futures, adoption, perhaps defying past pressures. "We'll do it right," she vowed. The journey's end brought clarity. Love demanded sacrifices, but so did self-respect. We'd paid dearly, emotional tolls, fractured ties, but emerged whole. Yet, one question lingers. In the face of societal and familial pressures, is compromising one's identity ever justifiable? Or does true authenticity always demand the ultimate price of isolation?